Hello and welcome to another podcast of Henry Talks. Thomas, can I ask what you're doing?
I'm loosening my jowls, straightening my jaw, getting my mandibular ready for this awesome podcast, Melissa, because today Henry is talking.
Thank you so much for the preparation.
No problem.
Thank you so much for the preparation. Okay, Thomas White, everybody. Thomas, thank you. Yay, Thomas. He's a legend in his own mind. So.
In my own mind, indeed. In my own mind, indeed.
So today, the topic for today's podcast is going to be holiday safety.
Yes.
Especially for people out and about during this busy season. And so we do have somebody who's going to come on and talk about it. A very well-known, well-respected public safety professional.
I mean, I work with him a lot with Parks and Rec, with our mobile rec program. He comes out to all of our mobile rec sites. That's where we take our rec programs to the different housing communities in Henry County that may not be able to afford to get to or have transportation to get to some of our events.
Right.
So this officer helps us serve the community on that. He comes out and he plays with the kids with the ACE unit, and it's absolutely amazing what they do.
Yeah, he does great outreach with the ACE unit, and the ACE unit really is an umbrella for a lot of activities. It's working with the youth. It's having the there's a group they have of young people that want to be officers.
Right.
He'll tell us about that. There's also they also do what's it called when you have neighborhood security? Neighborhood watch.
Neighborhood watch, yeah.
They go and tell people how they can set that up, how can make it work. So they do a lot to help the community, and I'm very excited that he's here with us today. I know he's super busy, especially during this season. Mm-hmm. So let's all welcome Officer Jacob Braswell. Hello, how are you?
Great, how are y'all?
Great.
Hi, I'm Thomas.
Hi, Thomas.
Okay.
We've met before.
I don't remember.
You're kind of tall, so we may need to move your mic up a little bit.
Like
just tip it.
Oh,
Tip it back.
Just talk into the mic, okay.
Perfect.
Is it though? I don't know. Okay, we'll see.
Decent.
Decent?
We'll see.
Okay.
So I know you're busy today. I know it's been a really busy time for you, but glad you could come on and talk about some holiday safety tips and maybe some of the things that people are doing that they should know better, or you're going to tell them to know better. So let's start with, what is some of the bigger concerns safety-wise, public safety-wise, during the holiday season?
Break-ins tend to spike around the holiday season. One of the simplest things to do is make sure your windows and your doors are locked. Other than that, if you get a brand new TV for Christmas, don't leave the empty TV box sitting out on the curb.
Good tip. That's good.
Because then bad guys know you got a new TV. Don't leave garages open. Mm-hmm. People tend to leave garages open and they park their cars, leave the cars unlocked. Bad guys will try to open your car door, and if it's unlocked, they will take stuff out of it.
So, in keeping in mind with this house safety and security and break-ins, if you are, say, a 8-year-old child that gets left behind for Christmas by mistake, and people are about to break into your house and you have to set up traps, what would you say the best traps are for
marbles.
that? Marbles.
Marbles is a good one.
Paint cans are personally my favorite, but I always lack the string to hang them up. So
sometimes the string breaks.
They should make a movie out of that.
They should.
Like a compelling plot.
That's perfect.
They should call it Left Behind. No. All Alone. No.
All Alone. No.
Home Alone.
Home Alone. Yes,
Alone.
that's what it should be called.
Braswell,
you should make that happen. Part of the ACE unit promo.
We'll probably make it more than once, too.
You'd
okay,
make
there you go.
Millions doing that. Okay. So when you talk about leaving boxes of giant TVs, I see this all the time after the holidays. I really do. And it's not just TVs, it's computer boxes. So people should break it down, recycle it, just somehow get it in the trash without
it, fold it up, put it in your trash can.
Right.
Tear the box up if you got to.
Okay.
We got recycling places here in Henry County. They can take the empty boxes there to recycle.
Okay.
Just don't leave it sitting out by the curb.
All right, that's great advice. Let me ask you this. I know some people travel during the holidays, and this has been something that a lot of people I know do and have stopped doing, but they will post where they are when they're there. So I guess the bad guys know, hey, nobody's there. So
Right.
Have you seen that before, I guess, in your work?
Yes, most definitely. It's always a good idea to wait till you come back from vacation
Okay.
to post pictures and say where you went. instead of doing it while you're out of town, because then everybody knows you're not at home.
I 100% agree. I will not be in South Georgia from December 22nd to December 26th.
Can you say that again?
I will not be in South Georgia from December 22nd to December 26th.
And then your address and.
Yes, I will be here in Henry County.
Well, so besides these kind of things, we still have, there's tons of traffic out there, tons of people shopping. What tips can you give people to make sure that they're safe while they're doing these activities?
Right.
Both from a traffic standpoint and also from just a shopping standpoint, a safety standpoint.
So traffic standpoint, we all know traffic is terrible in Henry County.
What?
All the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just occasionally. How about that? If you do get into an accident.
It's because it's such a great place to live.
It is a great place to live.
It's a place to live.
Okay, all right. So
We
go
have
ahead.
great trains.
If you do get into an accident and you're on a major road like I-75, it is best to move your vehicle to the shoulder of the road. Sitting in the middle of the road is not going to help us. It's going to make it harder for law enforcement to actually get to you because we are now stuck in the traffic you are causing.
Okay.
So-
Because let me interrupt. Some people think that I want to keep the scene of this accident exactly as it was,
Right.
so when the investigators come, they can see that I was not at fault.
Right.
Mistake.
If you were rear-ended, it is going to be obvious that you were rear-ended. We do not need you to sit in the center of the road to show us that.
Okay. Good
Definitely
advice.
move to the side of the road. Plus, if you're sitting in the road, you're also more liable to get hit again.
I never considered that. Yeah,
I
that's a
never
good
did
point.
either. That's
right.
Yeah. Common
Yeah.
sense, maybe. I don't
Happens
know.
all the time.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
once a year, maybe.
But still, that's okay. That's enough reason to move to the side of the road.
Sure.
And then when it comes to holiday shopping, the stores are packed, the parking lots are packed.
Once again, lock your car doors. People do walk around checking car doors to see if they're unlocked. If you go to Target first and then you're going to go to Walmart next, put the things you bought in Target in the trunk so people can't look in your window and see what's in the back seat.
Okay.
If they see you bought a PlayStation 5 in the back seat, they might break a window to get it. Compared to if it's in the trunk, nobody knows what's in the trunk.
Sure.
True.
So keep them locked.
That's something I know you probably do a lot. So make sure you put those packages away.
That's 100% right. I go and get them, and then carrying them upstairs is just.
Sometimes Thomas just gets like an empty Target bag or a Macy's bag and fills up and just puts it in his car.
I
Just
try
to make
to.
it seem like he has something.
I try to.
Yes, It's all about image.
Insurance fraud, insurance claim, whatever you want to call it. No.
More like street cred. Image.
Street cred. That's better. That's better. Yeah, street cred.
So
Right.
I know that I've heard, as women, we hear all the time, walk with purpose, make sure you look like you know where you're going, don't fumble with your purse, don't fumble with keys.
Right.
So,
In the women's self-defense class that we teach,
plug. Women's self-defense.
yeah, we teach women's self-defense.
Don't break the fourth wall.
Where do you?
Email us at ace@co.henry.ga.us.
Very good.
Officer Cates will respond to you as soon as possible.
Yes.
In our women's self-defense class, though, we teach things like when you're walking through a parking lot, especially if it's at night, you may not want to be on your phone to be distracted.
Right.
But if there's people walking around the parking lot and you feel irky, act like you're on the phone. Because a lot of the time, somebody's going to be less likely to approach you if they think you're talking to somebody.
Okay.
Always park next to a light pole. That way, if it's dark outside, there's light shining on your vehicle. When you're walking to your vehicle, you're lit up, well seen, visible, things like that.
So I could be walking and say, pretend I'm on the phone. Yes, Officer Braswell, I'm at the Macy's right now, or I'm at the Target.
Okay.
Yes, officer. Of course. Oh, you're right down the street? Great. Come meet me. And then people will think that you're...
Yeah, that works all the time.
Okay.
Or if you do want to talk
Officer
to a significant
Braswell.
other, you can do that as well. I'm trying to think. What else are some good tips? Just be
Well-
aware.
Yeah.
That's a big one, being aware. Don't be texting and walking
Right,
on
right.
Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram. Be aware of your surroundings.
So don't put on Facebook, just left Dillard's, have great gifts for everybody, on to the next door. So, I mean,
Right.
okay, all right.
I do want to point out that being aware sometimes has to go beyond just when you're out and about. When I was 7 years old, I was asleep on my couch on Christmas Eve and awoke to quite a clatter.
What happened?
A man in a big red suit had somehow shimmied down my chimney.
Did you call the police?
I did call the police. I did call the
You
police.
must have been terrified.
He was eating all my milk and cookies.
What? Well, why did you leave them out for somebody to take?
Because it's Christmas. That's what you do, Melissa.
Oh, yes.
Duh. I called the police. The police didn't come, say he was supposed to be there. I don't know how they knew he was supposed to be in my house, but you should be aware about that. Don't go to sleep on Christmas Eve, kids.
No,
that's the wrong message.
That. Go to sleep on Christmas Eve, kids.
Go to sleep on
early
Christmas
and
Eve.
sleep in if you can,
That's what I meant to say.
because it's a long night for Santa.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Leave vegan cookies this year just so he suffers from my 7-year-old.
No, he's kidding. We're joking.
Yes.
Kidding. Yeah. So anyway, yes, right.
Like donuts.
Well, that's kind of funny because
Just saying.
because
irony.
That's a little bit, yeah. Right. We will make sure you get a box of donuts for all your good work.
For sure.
So tell us a little bit more about the ACE unit, because we've worked a lot together. You and Thomas have worked together. Tell us some of the activities you've done this year and some stuff that's coming up.
So for the people who don't know, ACE stands for Active Community Engagement. We do any and everything in the community that we can. This year we've delivered gifts with Meals on Wheels to seniors.
That's great.
We took 39 kids Christmas shopping this past Saturday with Holidays with Heroes.
Okay. Yeah, I think we get a little applause for that. That's pretty.
With that, we
nice.
did a toy drive. We dropped those off at Department of Family and Children's Services yesterday.
Sure.
We host neighborhood watch programs. We teach women's self-defense. We go to businesses and teach active shooter classes. We help Parks and Rec with Mobile Rec Center. Really anything in the community, that's what we're here for. We're here to be a part of the community.
See, I think that's great. So if somebody wants to inquire about one of those programs, or have you come out to their neighborhood and do a tutorial on the neighborhood watch,
Right.
how do they get a hold of somebody in your department?
So that email I gave earlier, ace@co.henry.ga.us.
Say it again.
ace@co.henry.ga.us.
Perfect.
That email goes to myself, Officer Cates, Officer Valentine, and our supervisor, Sergeant Dwight Johnson. All three of us get it, so we will respond to whatever request is given to us.
That's great.
Like we had a homeschool mom reach out to us and ask for drug awareness material just this past week.
Oh, wow.
So we went and got materials for that. And we're going to provide that to her.
Okay. Do you remember years ago, you're too young maybe for this, I don't know if you're too young for this, but there was a program called Scared Straight.
Oh, I do
where-
remember
where
that.
you-
I do remember that. My parents threatened to send me many times.
It's on Hulu.
So you don't do that anymore. We're not. Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure, but it's a very 70s, 80s thing to do.
Right.
No, you do great work, and you have a small department, and you really have a lot of outreach in the community. So thank you for that. I think that what's coming up in the new year. I know I mentioned earlier the group that you have of young people who want to be police officers. What's that group called?
That group is called the Explorers.
Okay.
It is kids from 14 to 20. If they have an interest in law enforcement or any sort of first responders, this is the first step, gateway, you could say, to getting them into public safety. We do real hands-on training. We have our training officers giving them the same training we get.
Okay.
Set up cone courses with golf carts.
That's great.
We do first aid, CPR, AED, all this real life hands-on training that they can use in their everyday life.
Right. And then hopefully it parlays them into a career in law enforcement.
Correct.
So you're bringing up the next generation of public safety professionals.
Yep.
Sure.
That's the plan, is to make it be the future of the department.
Absolutely.
The children are our future.
It's very true.
Treat them well and let them lead the way.
I wasn't going to sing, but
Okay,
yes,
sorry.
there you go.
Okay, well.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect.
So I'm so happy you came on. Again, if people need to reach you, it's going to be ace at co.henry.ga.us. And you will be happy to help them with any of their community needs. I think, especially for your department, probably the outreach has so many arms and it has so many uses. It's not only about engaging young people to find a career in public safety, but also letting them know at a very young age, like, you're their ally, you're their friend, like, you're not the enemy. You want to help them when they're in need. You want to be that person for them, and so do the rest of your unit. So I think that's
One thought I would like to leave to all the listeners is that when you're out in public with your kids and you see a police officer, don't tell them, see that man over there, he's going to take you to jail. because
Yeah.
all that does is make the kids scared of us. So when it comes time where they actually need a police officer, they may be scared of us instead of realizing that we're there to help them.
That great advice, great thought. And people don't do that to vilify you. They just,
Correct.
the kids are acting up and you're wit's end. So I'm sure Thomas's parents had many occasions like that.
A lot.
Thomas doesn't like me that much.
A lot. Braswell, you're my favorite, man.
I appreciate that.
No problem. No problem. But I do want to just say one thing as we're getting ready to end, and that is Henry cares. Henry committed.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next time.